I'm pleased to introduce Hurley Marine as a 2020 recipient. Hurley Marine was founded in 2003, offers the creative manufacturing of innovative boat accessories with the best in function and style at a low cost. Located in Escanaba, Michigan, Hurley's first product, the traditional davit, was actually built in a backyard shed. Recently, Hurley Marine has moved into a larger facility to accommodate the company's growth. Hurley Marine now offers 5 different options in davit, chalk systems, underwater lights, the fish control, as well as a variety of boat signage and other accessories. I actually had to Google what some of these things meant, and Mary assured me that she was going to tell us all about them. Hurley Marine is always adding new and innovative products to their line. Here with us today to accept this award is Mary Hurley, co-owner of Hurley Marine.
Good morning. What an honor it is to be here this morning to receive this Business Excellence Award for Hurley Marine. I'd especially like to thank Holly Peoples for nominating us for this award. As you can see, I'm not Todd Hurley. He is the president and CEO of Hurley Marine and also my husband. But he's currently exhibiting at the International Boat Show in Miami, so he got to fly to Miami and I got to drive to Marquette. He did ask our sales manager, Kelly Walsh, who's with me this morning, and I if we would accept this award on behalf of Hurley Marine, and of course, we were honored to do so. When we saw who else was being honored this morning, and those who also have been honored in the past, we realized we were in good company. Todd and I started this exciting journey in 2003. Hurley Marine truly is an American dream kind of story. I just want to take a minute. I think we have a video that shows a little bit about our product, so when I'm talking about it, you'll have a better understanding. So I'm going to quick do that, I hope. There's no voice, it's just the product, so. Okay. Did I screw it up? Oh. Sorry.
You're okay.
Okay, how do I stop it? I'm sorry, Ashley. Thank you. I'm not very technical savvy, so. Okay, so I'd just like to share a little bit of our story with you this morning. In 2002, a fellow boater and friend purchased a beautiful new boat. And because Todd was also an experienced boater and was working making boat trailers at the time, the friend asked Todd if he could possibly design something to haul his dinghy on his new boat. A dinghy is a little boat that you use to go back and forth, say to the shore or to visit other boating friends, sightseeing, etc. So Todd totally understood what this individual wanted, and he came up with a design which we ultimately called a Hurley davit. A lot of people would ask me, what the heck is a Hurley davit? Well, the definition formally is a device used for supporting, raising, and lowering your dinghy onto your boat. But as I always like to tell people, it's a way to store your little boat on the back of your big boat. That first davit is now known as the Hurley traditional davit. And actually, that reinvented on-deck dinghy storage for the entire marine industry. The newly designed davit was mounted on our friend's boat, and it was a big hit. It was quite basic, yet it worked wonderfully. Several other local boaters were also interested, so Todd made a couple more davits and actually gave them to friends to put on their boat. Then he thought, why don't I make one and try and sell it on eBay? eBay was just kind of starting to be a big thing. At this time, Todd was working out of our 10 by 16 foot shed in our backyard with a heater going in the winter and a fan in the summer. He'd get up at 4 a.m. and spend hours on the computer visiting boater chat rooms to gauge interest and hopefully be able to talk about his new davit. I would come home from work and he'd be so excited because he had sold a davit on eBay. And then the next week he'd have sold 2, and then 4, and then 5, and off we went. It was so exciting and amazing to see this happening, especially for me, because I thought, well, how many of those are we going to sell? But Todd had confidence. At the same time, we'd go on our boat on the weekends to Door County and across Lake Michigan with our new davit, of course, mounted on the back of our boat. And people would walk by, they'd kind of look, they'd keep going, they'd stop, and they'd come back. And then they'd ask about the davit. And I'd be like so excited, I'd be whispering to Todd, tell him you made it. And he'd be like, I'm going to wait for them to ask me where I got it. I was like, seriously? So because there was so much interest, Todd then decided to start a website. That way we could better market and sell the davit to other places. Our sales soon began to increase, and Todd realized he needed more help and more space. So we then built a 1,000-foot square garage onto the back of our house and hired the kid next door who was freshly home from college, and he needed a job. The way it was supposed to go was the business was going to get 2/3 of the garage, and I was going to get 1/3 for my car and some storage. Well, it wasn't long before Hurley Marine needed more space, and I saw my little 1/3 shrinking. My car ended up outside, and I was booted out of the garage. But hey, business was good. So we hired another assembler and an office manager. And as sales continued to grow from Florida to the east and west coasts, and then internationally, we hung this huge map at the front of the garage. And every time we'd sell to a different place or a different country, we'd put a push pin into that place. And pretty soon there was I'd love to go out there and say, oh, where did we sell? You know, there's all these little push pins. So that was kind of a fun thing for us at the time. Because Hurley Marine has always been about customer service, we would listen to our clients' feedback. And soon it became apparent we needed a davit that could withstand other environments like saltwater. So we then created a new davit called the H2O, or the Hurley Second Option. Well, then our customers wanted a dinghy that could accommodate larger and heavier dinghies. Could accommodate larger and heavier dinghies, so we created the H3O, which was Hurley's third option, and then later, the H3O Plus. None of our davits are over-engineered, but they're highly functional and affordable. So along the davit journey, Todd had another idea he wanted to try, and I said, can't we just be satisfied with selling dinghies? And he was like, nope, we got to keep going. So he came up with a new innovative design for underwater trim tab lights. Now, underwater lights weren't new to the industry, but thus far, the only underwater lights that were out there were ones you had to drill through your hull to mount. And if you're a boater, boaters never want to drill through the hull of their boat unless it's absolutely necessary. Well, our new design was able to be mounted to your trim tabs instead of doing any drilling through the hull. So that was quite exciting, because now they really were for ambiance only, basically, but you'd have your own aquarium at night with your lights on, but you didn't have, but you didn't have to clean the tank. So that was kind of a fun thing. So our underwater lights have continued to evolve over the years as technology and electronics have changed. As our product line expanded, we included muskrat and snake guards and drain plug lights. But then, with new products, we also had a need for additional space and employees. So, looking to the future, in 2016, we purchased a 10,000 square foot commercial building and moved our team, equipment, and operation to our current location. This move gave us the opportunity to keep more inventory and to grow our team. Currently, we have 10 full-time employees, and we've just hired a part-time intern. So we're in that 39% that Brian was talking about earlier. So we're all about supporting and sustaining our local economy. And though we could go elsewhere oftentimes for lower cost products and services, whenever possible, we try to use suppliers throughout the UP and Michigan. Actually, in 2017, we were one of the companies chosen to travel to Lansing, where we were honored as a recipient of the 50 small companies to watch in Michigan. And that was really a thrill to be chosen for that award. So, back to the story. As business continued to grow, we would from time to time exhibit at boat shows. However, as we soon realized, if we wanted to continue to grow, we needed more of a presence at major boat shows. So currently, exhibiting at boat shows has become a vital part of Hurley Marine's networking process. In 2015, with assistance from the National Marine Manufacturing Association and the U.S. Commerce, we exhibited at our first show outside of the United States at the International Boat Show in Amsterdam. That was an exciting and wonderful experience. It was at this show we met and acquired our first distributor in Europe. This past August, we traveled to Australia and had an exhibit at the Sydney International Boat Show, where we were joined by our distributor, Carl from Australia. Thanks in part to attending these shows and shows throughout the United States, we've had the opportunity to team up with other leaders in the boating industry, and some of those have become dealers or distributors for our Hurley Marine products. In addition, we are currently OEM, which I learned was original equipment manufacturers for Regal boats, Grand Banks, and Hickley yachts. So when someone buys a new boat from one of these dealers, our davits are paired as an option before the boat is delivered. Finally, because we, as several of our other team members, spend a lot of time on the water boating, our latest idea has come about due to a growing concern with electric shock drowning. This is of particular concern in the Great Lakes region, where water levels continue to rise and marina infrastructure is aging. A person or pet swimming in the vicinity of a marina where sufficient stray electrical current due to an electrical failure at a dock, a vessel, or both, could be injured or killed due to electrocution. Our team has developed a theory and a prototype for detecting the presence of conditions where stray electrical currents can travel. This device would be able to detect paths without the need for electrical current to be present, which is the existing technology. Detection of an electrical path could sound an alarm or trip shore power, thus saving a person or pet's life. At present, we are actually looking for research assistance to test this theory, ensuring accuracy and reliability. So, as you've heard this morning, we've come a long way since that first davit in 2003. It's been an exciting journey. I'd like to thank you once again for acknowledging our hard work with this Business Excellence Award. It truly is an honor. And if you're coming through Escanaba, please stop in and see us at 2717 North Lincoln Road. We're the one with the big red buoy out in front. We'd love to show you our operation and our new facility. Thank you very much.
Great story, Mary. Congratulations.
Thank you so much,
There you
Roxanne.
go.
Thank you. And thank you to Operation Action U.P.